My friends, it looks like we're approaching the Donald Trump news cycle, doesn't it? Because sometimes you have to stop the truck and record a second video for the day. And my God, I hope you are all sitting down for this, because I am going to tell you something that will absolutely blow your mind. Are you ready for this? Donald Trump has lied to the American people. Can you believe it? Not him. He's such a sweetheart. I can't believe it either. But Donald Trump has once again lied to the American people. And we're going to talk about it today because I don't appreciate it, Donald Trump. He has, remember his big campaign promise? He was going to end the war between Russia and Ukraine within 24 hours of him becoming the president-elect. You guys remember that? All right, that's what we're going to talk about today. But real quick, I'm going to point out something that you guys noticed that I didn't think you were going to notice. Yeah, my shirt's on backwards. Y'all picked up on that in the last video, didn't you? Very perceptive of you. I didn't know you were going to notice. I thought I was going to get away with that one. Well, I'll tell you what's going on, all right? Just so we can clear the air on that. I don't want that to be conspiracy or it's not conspiracy. I don't want that to be a problem for me in the future and I'll be known as the backwards shirt guy. That would be horribly embarrassing. See, the thing is, I'm still a working man, my friends, and this shirt has a company logo on what should be the front of it, and I don't want to drag them through my bullshit. And I've been on the road for a little while, and I'm running out of clean clothes in this truck, so I was like, I'll just flip my shirt around backwards and no one will notice. Then I saw y'all laughing at me, and at first it hurt my feelings, and I said, you know what? They should be laughing at me. But very perceptive of you. I already told you guys who I am. I told you I'm kind of a redneck, right? So we don't get to act surprised when we see me doing some redneck shit around here every once in a while. But I hope that clears that up. I hope that it's not the end of my YouTube career because I wore my shirt backwards. I'm just playing. I had to get through that. I thought it was funny. Anyways, Donald Trump is becoming a very notorious liar. Did you guys know that about him? To me, it's not shocking, but to apparently around half of the voting population, it's shocking. But they really don't realize that he's a liar. They're just going to make excuses for this. So, hear me out. Donald Trump said during his campaign that he was going to end the war between Russia and Ukraine within 24 hours of becoming president-elect. He was showing how weak Joe Biden was, and Joe Biden wasn't able to get anything done. But you just leave it up to Donald Trump, and he's going to do that. Now listen, my friends, I do not blindly hate Donald Trump. I hate Donald Trump for the things he does and for the things he says. So I knew that when he said he was going to end the war as president-elect, that, hey, it was just bullshit. It was just him talking, him being a big tough guy on the world stage for everyone to see, because we know that president-elects don't have any power. And I just, honestly, I gave him a pass on that one. I said, you know what? Heat of the moment, sometimes words come out of your mouth, you say some shit you didn't mean, but we know that he said it over and over and over on the campaign trail that he was going to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. Well, more than 24 hours have passed since Donald Trump's become the president-elect, and that's okay. He didn't solve the problem. I know a lot of you guys are mad, and you're probably madder than me, and I get it. I personally am going to give him a pass on that and just chalk it up as a bunch of bullshit that came out of a delusional old man's mouth, and we knew he couldn't do anything about it. But after that, it shifted to within 24 hours of Donald Trump becoming president, he was going to end the war in Ukraine. That's what he was going to do. And, well, they're already pulling back on that idea. And you know what, my friends? Part of my goal, part of my mission on this channel is to hold that chubby fucker's feet to the fire every time he fucking lies to the American people. Because he lied to my people, goddammit. And look, I get it. A lot of them deserve it. They want to be gullible and they want to be hateful and they want to be all these things. But I still don't appreciate it. Don't take advantage of my people. Don't piss in our hands and tell us it's raining, Donald Trump. And he made me really fucking mad that he took advantage of so many people in this country for whatever motives. Those people are wrong too, in a lot of ways. But Donald Trump is also very wrong. So it is my mission to, every time that son of a bitch lies to the American people, to get on this camera and point out that fucking lie. And leave the people that will inevitably be here in the comment section to defend every action he takes, make them paint themselves into a corner, make them tie themselves in knots to continually defend Donald Trump. But we knew that he wasn't going to end the war with Ukraine and Russia within 24 hours. It's going to take a lot more than that. There is only one way that Donald Trump can end the war within 24 hours of becoming a president. And that way sounds pretty tragic. You know what it is? Pulling the plug on any kind of support for Ukraine, which is a very likely scenario because big tough man Donald Trump is Vladimir Putin's puppet. Yeah, he does whatever Vladimir tells him to do. Vladimir will give him a little pat on the head, say, good boy. America, is that the strong man we meant to vote for? I feel like we fucked something up there. But that is the only way that he could actually end it in 24 hours. Just say, hey, Ukraine, you're on your own. Right? And unfortunately, a lot of people in the Donald Trump camp support that because their heads are in their asses is the only reason I can come up with for that. As a matter of fact, somebody started to explain why it was better for Russia and we should be on Russia's side. I never followed up on the comment, but a few of you responded to that person because they stopped in the middle of their sentence while they were telling us why it was better. And then like somebody questioned them on it. Well, aren't you going to finish telling us what you were saying? And then I told the person too, hey, you forgot to finish your thought there. We don't know why this is better. Educate us. Tell us what's going on. And the last thing I saw of that conversation was him saying, I'll tell you guys later. Now's better. I mean, now's a better time if you ask me. But anyways, what was I trying to say, my friend? Sometimes I distract myself. I don't like that this son of a bitch lies. I don't like it at all. I understand a slip of the tongue. I understand even saying things you didn't mean to say and having to come back later and be like, fuck, shucks, guys, I'm sorry about that thing. And maybe you did mean to say it. And maybe you just weren't educated on the topic and then somebody corrected you on it. And then you went and looked up stuff. You can always come back then and say, yep, I was wrong about that subject. But we've got a lot of pride in this country, right? That shit gets us in a lot of fucking trouble. But Donald Trump knew full well, knew absolutely 100% that he was not going to be able to end that war. I would like to think that a lot of the voting population also knew that, but it leads me to question, why do we continue to vote for a guy that lies about what he's going to do? And then we've got so many people that defend him and say that he was right and he's just doing this and that, and they'll just go through all these hoops, these mental gymnastics to get to the point where they're going. So anyways, sort of the point of this video is, I don't remember the douchebag's name, one of the guys in the Trump administration, that his job will be working closely with Ukraine, I guess. Sorry, I don't always write the information down. He has come out on the news and said that they are looking at ways to end the war between Russia and Ukraine within the first 100 days of Donald Trump's presidency. Look, on the surface, that's an admirable thing to say. We got to make sure that Ukraine's not over. Look, people of Ukraine, I know some of you watch. I think you are perfectly capable of standing up for yourself. As a matter of fact, I don't know much about what's going on in the world, but you guys blew my fucking mind when Russia first came at you. These guys are out there dragging Russian tanks around with their goddamn riding lawnmowers. Oh yeah, maybe it wasn't that extreme, but they got their tractor out and they're dragging their fucking tanks away. I'm like, maybe Russia's military isn't quite as strong as they said it was. Now, was it? But that shit was fucking hilarious. Hey, guess they got rednecks over there in Ukraine, though, there, don't they? Yeah, that was impressive shit. But I'm not implying that Ukraine would just get bullied. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. But we obviously, in my opinion, need to prevent Russia from thinking they can just start taking over countries, because it seems to me like that becomes a really bad situation when they start taking over others. Anyways, the point was the 100 days. Okay, that sounds really admirable. Look, you're going to go into office, you're going to address the problem, and we're going to figure out how to bring peace to this region like America does so well, right? We're expert negotiators at bringing peace to regions. We should give ourselves a pat on the back. We do such a fine fucking job most of the time. Keep in mind, I don't know a lot about foreign relations and affairs, so sometimes I just crack stupid jokes, and I mean nothing by it. But anyways, that's respectable to say that on the surface, but we know that he's just going to keep kicking the can down the road at this point. You know, fool me once, right? And then fool me twice. Well, the 100 days is the third attempt at trying to fool you at this point. He said he'll do it within 24 hours of being president-elect. Okay, that ship has sailed. That's done. That's over with. Now he's going to do it within 24 hours of becoming the president. And then all of a sudden, it's 100 days now. And before you know it, 4 years will have passed and nothing will have been done. And it will be just another one of Donald Trump's bullshit campaign promises. And don't get me wrong. I understand that whoever's running for an office, there are a lot of promises or ideas or all kinds of things said on the campaign trail that these politicians would like to do. And I understand, because the way our government is set up, that you're not always able to do the things that you would like to do. As far as I understand it, one of the most famous ones was Obamacare, the ACA, where we probably would have had a pretty good healthcare system finally here in America if not for those meddling Republicans, right? But those guys are always fucking something up, aren't they? And he had to make negotiations, and we kind of got what we got, right? Not great, but I guess we got something. And I understand all those things. But what I don't fucking like is how Donald Trump comes out and repeatedly lies to the American people, says things that nobody in their fucking right mind should believe is going to be true, and they eat the shit up, and then they vote for him. And what drives me fucking nuts, listen, I almost called all of you guys assholes. I don't mean to do that. Sometimes I get a little bit passionate. I almost shouted, "Listen, assholes," but I stopped myself, so that never happened. Wait, what was I saying? When they're clearly lying to us, it's okay to call that out and say that motherfucker lied to me. But the problem is this goddamn cult. This war with Ukraine will probably not be solved under Donald Trump. Keep in mind, that's with my very not so great understanding of foreign relations. If it were going to be solved under Donald Trump, I think it's going to be solved in Russia's favor. And I think that is a really bad thing, because I just don't fucking like bullies. And that's what Russia is acting like right now. And there's probably a lot of reasons. I like Vladimir Zelensky as a person. I mean, just the courage to stand up for his country like that is admirable, right? If he was the aggressor, though, and he's out there just being a dick, and don't fucking lie to me about him being the aggressor, right? Nobody's perfect. Maybe he's fucked up a few times. I don't fucking know. But the way he just stood up for his country and fucking went out there and just gave them hell and all that shit. Donald Trump voters of America, if you're looking for a strong man to look up to, I'm not saying go be Ukrainian or anything like that. What I'm saying is those may be some of the traits you would look for in someone, not cowardly ass Donald Trump, who spends all his time bitching about how mean everyone is to him. He just can't believe how mean and nasty everybody's been to him after the way he's fucking treated people. But the point of this is, Donald Trump lied his ass off to get into the presidency once again. We covered it on the earlier video with the mass deportations. He's lied his ass off on that. I am absolutely almost 100% positive that he's going to lie to us about the deportations, and they'll probably never happen, right? But the fucking problem is every word out of his mouth was a fucking lie, except the part where he said, "I don't care about you, I just need your votes." That was God's honest truth right there. He 100% fucking meant that. And there is nothing else that he's going to do that's going to be to the benefit of the American people. And this is just another example of Donald Trump lying to America, and he will continue to get a pass for it. And when that can's been kicked all the way down the road, and it's went all the way through the Trump presidency, and it's still not resolved, we don't get to make excuses. Remember, Republicans are going to be in full control for the next 2 years. As a matter of fact, there are no excuses. Y'all are going to either get out there and do the work, or you're going to continue to blame Democrats while you sit on your lazy asses and do nothing. Those are the choices that we have. But this topic bothered me so much that I had to stop working to record yet another video, because I'm sick to fucking death of this man lying to the American people. And I'm really sick of him getting away with it. And goddamn, if we could get one person, one Trump voter in the comments to say, "Yep, he's fucking up here," you will have restored my faith in your side just a tiny bit. I just would, once in my life, I want to see a Donald Trump supporter say, "Yeah, he really fucked up this thing." But you very rarely get that now, don't you? Anyways, time to get back to work. I got to get through a city. I'm not going to dox myself. I got to get through a city, and I don't want to be sitting in traffic all day. So, bye now.